Democrats in the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
Talk about a bombshell. Time television has been shaken by one of its most shocking scandals to date, and this one is on fire. Joy Behar, the longtime co-host of The View, has officially stepped down following a storm of backlash, legal drama, and social media uproar. So, what could possibly push out one of the most vocal and enduring figures in daytime TV? Buckle up, because this story is overflowing with controversy, irony, and plenty of blame shifting. Let's dive into the jaw-dropping. Details of what happened and why Joy Behar's departure has sent the rumor mill into overdrive.
Speaking of Donald Trump, I was stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
Here's how it all began. During a recent episode of The View, show well known for its fiery debates and intense discussions, Joy Behar made a remark that stunned everyone. While talking about Karoline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary under Donald Trump's administration, Behar implied that Leavitt secured the role solely because of her appearance. Yes, you've read that correctly.
Karoline Leavitt, she's just 27 years old, but boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House brief.
Ouch, that wasn't just a low blow. It was a full plunge into controversy. To add context, Karoline Leavitt, at just 27 years old, is the youngest person ever to serve as White House press secretary. Despite her age, she boasts an impressive resume, including her work as a communications director for high-profile Republican campaigns and as part of Trump's first administration. Yet, instead of acknowledging her qualifications, Joy Behar reduced her to nothing more than her appearance. The fallout was immediate. Audience members gasped audibly, and even some of Behar's co-hosts appeared visibly uncomfortable. Alyssa Farah Griffin, a former Trump administration staffer, quickly pushed back, noting it wasn't her first job. It was just her first press briefing. If the tension in the studio wasn't enough, the online reaction took things to another level. Social media erupted with criticism from across the political spectrum. Fans and detractors alike called out the hypocrisy of Behar's comment, especially given her long-standing advocacy for feminism and women's empowerment. One user tweeted, "If a Republican said anything remotely like that, they'd be crucified." Another added, "Joy Behar just proved yet again that The View only supports women who align with their ideology."
She said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
And it didn't end there. Karoline Leavitt wasn't about to let this go unnoticed. Rather than releasing a mild statement, Leavitt took bold action and filed a lawsuit against Joy Behar, accusing her of defamation and character assassination. The legal filing alleged that Behar's remarks were not only untrue, but also deliberately malicious, intended to tarnish Leavitt's reputation in the public sphere. This lawsuit wasn't just a dramatic twist. It was a direct blow to both Behar and ABC, the network behind The View.
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table.
Behind the scenes, chaos was reportedly brewing at ABC. Executives were scrambling to decide how best to handle the situation should they issue a public apology, suspend Behar, or take the ultimate step of severing ties with her entirely. Meanwhile, The View's staff appeared split, with some rushing to defend Behar, while others quietly admitted the situation had spiraled out of control. While Behar has faced controversies in the past, this time the stakes were significantly higher. The combination of the lawsuit and overwhelming public backlash left ABC in an extremely difficult position.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
Adding to the chaos, Reports surfaced that ABC executives had been holding emergency behind-the-scenes meetings for days leading up to Bear's exit. Sources within the network revealed that the executives were in full-blown panic mode, with some worrying that the lawsuit could escalate into an even larger reputational crisis for the company. While ABC has faced criticism before for The View's often divisive content, this particular scandal was considered uniquely damaging due to its legal ramifications. One insider described the environment at the network as tense and chaotic, with executives treading carefully as they tried to navigate a delicate balance between their internal loyalty to Bear and the mounting external pressure to take decisive action.
No, it's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
The focus wasn't limited to ABC executive staffers. At The View were reportedly divided into 2 factions. Some staunchly defended Bear, arguing that while her comment was inappropriate, the backlash was disproportionate. Others felt her remark about Leavitt went too far and was indefensible, especially coming from someone who advocates for women's accomplishments. An anonymous staffer reportedly told an outlet, "This isn't the first time Joy has landed us in trouble, but this time it feels impossible to recover." This division allegedly created a toxic work environment, with whispers circulating about whether other co-hosts might also face fallout from the scandal. Adding another layer of complexity was the question of ABC's legal responsibility in the lawsuit. Legal experts weighed in, debating whether Bear's comments constituted defamation. Some argued that Leavitt's case had merit, particularly given the personal and specific nature of the remarks. Others suggested Leavitt might have difficulty proving malice, a critical element in defamation cases involving public figures. Regardless, the legal battle ahead is expected to be contentious, with ABC potentially caught in the middle. One expert noted that even if the network tries to distance itself from Bear, their decision to air the comment could make them partially liable in the eyes of a jury. Karoline Leavitt has not shied away from the spotlight in the aftermath of the controversy. In an exclusive interview with a conservative media outlet, she intensified her criticism of Joy Bear, describing the comments as both sexist and highly unprofessional. Leavitt also seized the opportunity to emphasize her credentials, detailing her resume and achievements to demonstrate that her appointment as press secretary was based on merit, not her appearance. This move further galvanized her supporters, who praised her composure and determination to stand up against what they viewed as an unjust attack. Shortly after, ABC made an announcement that caught everyone off guard. Joy Bear was officially leaving The View. The timing of the announcement, coming just days after Leavitt filed her lawsuit, fueled speculation that Bear's exit was far from voluntary, while ABC's official statement was vague, claiming Bear had decided to step away and wishing her well. Insiders suggested that executives had effectively forced her out to protect the show's future. Although The View has survived controversies before, this scandal might have been too much to handle. Public reaction to Bear's departure has been sharply divided. Some celebrated her exit, arguing it was overdue and that she deserved consequences for her divisive remarks. One commenter suggested maybe they should cancel the entire ABC network. That would solve all the problems. Another wrote, "I can't understand why that show is still airing in the first place." On the other hand, some longtime fans of The View lamented the loss of one of its boldest and most outspoken personalities. They claimed Bear's departure was a result of political pressure and accused ABC of capitulating to external forces. Meanwhile, conservative commentators saw the decision as a significant victory, viewing it as a rare moment of accountability in what they perceive as a media landscape rife with bias. It's hard to overlook the irony of the situation. Joy Bear, who built her reputation as an advocate for women's rights and empowerment, has frequently criticized others for making dismissive remarks about women. Yet, with a single comment, she appeared to contradict the principles she's championed throughout her career. This perceived hypocrisy hasn't gone unnoticed, with many pointing out that her statement about Levy was exactly the type of behavior she has long condemned. So what does this mean for The View? The show now finds itself at a crossroads. Bear was one of its most prominent and defining voices, and her departure leaves a noticeable gap. ABC faces a critical decision in determining her replacement. Will they choose another outspoken liberal personality? Or will they attempt to bring balance by adding a more conservative perspective to the panel? Either way, it's clear the show has a steep hill to climb in rebuilding public trust and maintaining its credibility. The road ahead for Joy Behar remains unclear. Will she choose to challenge the lawsuit and work to restore her reputation? Or will she quietly retreat from the public eye, leaving behind a legacy as one of daytime television's most controversial figures? And then there's Karoline Leavitt. Her choice to take legal action against Bear has undeniably elevated her public profile. But it has also thrust her into the heart of a media frenzy. The question is, will this legal confrontation strengthen her cause, or could it ultimately backfire? One thing is certain: this controversy is far from resolved. The fallout from Bear's departure and the ongoing lawsuit is likely to dominate headlines for weeks, if not months. With public trust in mainstream media already at a historic low, this scandal could very well be a turning point for The View. Can the show recover from this? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of television's most iconic talk shows? Did ABC make the right decision in letting Joy Behar go? Or was she unjustly forced out? And will The View survive without one of its most controversial hosts? Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story, as twists, turns, and shocking revelations are bound to follow.